Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the white tree frog. So I did a video covering the white tree frog forever ago. I think when episode 3 or 4 of my channel, so that was like 5 years ago. So I thought I'd do a little recap about just talking about the white tree frog and why they make such great pets. So these guys are called the white tree frog, or if you're from Australia, they're called the green tree frog. And these guys are absolutely awesome. Probably one of my favorite species of frogs that there is. So that's one reason. They're just super handleable, but I will talk more about that later on. So these guys are native to Australia. They are found in warm, very humid areas. Sometimes they're found with ponds or streams, or sometimes without. As long as it's humid, it's really good for them, actually. So these guys live comfortably around people and do so a lot. These guys are also listed as least concern, which is good news. There's not a whole lot of animals that are like that nowadays. A lot of animals are just endangered. So it's good to know that these guys aren't too bothered in their native environment, because they have adapted very well with living amongst people, because they are insectivores. So they eat insects and bugs, spiders, and things like that. So a lot of the times at night when lights are on, it would attract more bugs, and these guys would just kind of camp out next to houses or camps or lamps or whatever, and just kind of eat all the bugs that are attracted to lights. And it works good for them, and the people just don't bother them. So these frogs are nocturnal, so they're active during the night, but they also are found active more in like the dawn and dusk times, which is crepuscular. And during the day, they kind of find like cool, dark, humid areas. Sometimes they find like gutters or crevices in trees and things like that. And they just kind of sleep out the entire day, and then at night they'll look for those lights on and just kind of search for bugs and things like that. So these guys, I mentioned, are insectivores, so they'll eat things like flies, mosquitoes, spiders, even though those are technically arachnids. And sometimes they'll even eat small rodents or even bats, that I read. I don't know what bat is small enough to be eaten by these guys, but granted, these are also not fully grown. So let's talk about them as pets. I love having white tree frogs as pets. I've pretty much since the beginning always have had white tree frogs in my collection. My original two were Gunther and Big Bertha, my larger, more adult white tree frogs that I've had for about, I think I had them for 7 years, something like that, before they unfortunately passed away from old age. But like, these guys are a newer duo. The other guy's just hiding. He's not a big fan of just being out with all the lights, but this guy's doing great. These are a newer duo that I've had for about, I think, a year and a half now, and they're still getting used to handling as much. I haven't had as much time to work with them as I have the other guys. But like, they're absolutely great. When I have people over, I bring them out, and, well, I used to have people over, not anymore. But these guys are just an awesome little show animal. They're super used to handling. They're super easy to take care of, too. Basically, you just have a, like, our enclosure is up here. We took everything out of it because we're trying to find them. But having a lot of something to climb on, keep it nice and warm and humid, and they'll absolutely thrive in there. It's not too difficult at all. I feed them a diet of crickets with calcium powder and superworms, and sometimes the occasional roach, but I found that these newer guys aren't the biggest fan of roaches compared to our previous pair of white tree frogs, so they haven't eaten as many of those. And another thing I talked about earlier is the handling is amazing. These guys are awesome to take out and show people. So I'm able to do videos like this and just let them sit on my arm or just kind of climb about and not have to worry about them jumping off or anything. That's super awesome to me. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I absolutely love talking about my own pets, because I'm pretty sure all animal people like talking about their pets, because just look at these little dudes. They're so awesome. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram, @ColeShirk. And as always, I'll see you next week.